Hold there, knave. Sayoki. Shire stands before thee. Asking art thou friend or foe? Thou art friend. Then join me now to return to the lands Galarian. More Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Well, we've beaten back the demons who were in the Grey Garrison and hit the road. We're now Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade, thanks to Wayne Galfrey. Let us have a quick word round camp first, before we go further. Now, we know that Leota wants to speak to us. Commander, a tall man with piercing yellow eyes, gives you a brief nod. Let me personally congratulate you on your new title, and thank you for your time in advance. I am Leota Hawkblade, an Inquisitor of the Church of Iomedae, and Bringer of Light. Or the Bringer of Light. I require your assistance in certain delicate matter involving one of your companions, young Count Darren. Welcome, X-Rage! Yes, I'm trying to do a lot more streaming and let them convert to videos. Unfortunately, my real-life situation makes it rather chaotic as to exactly when I can get on, whether I'll have to pause for up to an hour or more in a video and so on. I'm doing okay. Stressful home situation right now, but that's life. Thank you. I appear right now as Sayoki of the Shire Knight, and right now, Knight of the 5th Crusade. How are you, X-Rage? I hope you're doing well. What brings you here, Leota? I ask you to assist the Church of Iomedae in an investigation of the utmost importance. I understand that the leader of the Crusade has plenty of other matters to attend to. But please allow me to tell you the details. Perhaps it will explain why I'm calling you. The Inquisitor's open face instantly reveals his feelings. He frowns and looks through you, almost lost in thought for a moment. I suppose that you have already heard about Count Arenday's story. I refer to the tragedy at Heaven's Edge Estate. Tell me what happened there. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windscreen, X-Rage. Thank you for the sympathy for the tough situation. That's life. Yes, I think they will over time. I think they will improve. About 10 years ago, several powerful demons managed to penetrate the Wardstone barrier and commit mass murder of all the guests who attended the feast in celebration of young Darren's birthday. The unknown magical disease they had brought wiped out the whole estate in less than a day. That was not a unique case in itself. Demons had attempted to trade on Mendevian lands before. They had never dared target such a well-protected place. The Arenday family was exceptionally rich. The estate was protected by elite bodyguards. There were several strong and righteous paladins among the guests. Moreover, the Reverend Nestrin, Darren's tutor, was one of the most powerful clerics of Iomedae in the vicinity. All of them died, nevertheless, except for the young Count, who had suddenly manifested his outstanding sacred healing powers. Was that a divine miracle or a curse? That remains to be seen. You're going to investigate this whole case again, aren't you? Yes, I am. I have several reasons to doubt the widely shared account of exactly what happened at the estate, and how it happened. You see, Commander, I was among those sent to investigate the estate after the incident. I saw everything with my own eyes, and I still remember it clearly, even though it feels like it happened a lifetime ago. Heaven's Edge was a unique place that still carried the spirit of old Mendev. Mendev before the world wound. Yet on that day it turned into a labyrinth full of horrors. Like something on the scene in our nightmares. Apologies for the digression. I wanted to tell you about my suspicions. How are you doing, X-Rage? I hope your life is going well at the moment. Everything about the incident seemed odd. Forgive me going back to reading. It does have a lot of reading in this, so I am checking what you respond with, and I will always do that for our viewers. Why was the only person left alive a young boy with a newfound talent for divine magic? Why did nobody send to Canabres for help? Even though the agony spanned many hours, we found the demons dead with their heads cut off and when we got into the estate. How were they defeated? How did the disease kill even the paladins present at the estate, who are said to be immune to any disease? If the demons had found a way to penetrate the Holy Warrior's defences, why has this never been repeated since the tragedy at Heaven's Edge? You're the only person who can help me here, Commander, because the only living witness of those events is currently serving in your army. Your army's route will take you near the very site of the tragedy. Heaven's Edge has been abandoned and sealed with potent magic throughout these years, and only the Count has the power to break that seal. He's unlikely to invite an Inquisitor inside, and in any case, he won't like me sniffing around his family's seat. But if you, as his commander, express your wish to visit the estate, he'll be obliged to fulfill it. I will simply follow you as one of your attendants. There are 100 ways, 1,000 paths, and myriad loopholes in human lives that forces of evil can use to their advantage. I am not sure which of these led to the demons to the gates of Heaven's Edge, but I do know it wasn't a simple raid. The kind Crusaders face every day. That incident involved a significantly more powerful entity, and that is why I am asking your help. We cannot be sure that such a tragedy will not happen again until we uncover the truth. I've already visited the estate several times. What do you expect to find now? I was a young and inexperienced Inquisitor when I first visited Heaven's Edge 10 years ago. My skills have improved significantly since then, and I have paid for that dearly. Leota makes a vague gesture, pointing at his scars. My arsenal includes many spells and techniques dedicated to gathering information about people and events. Almost all of them require me to be physically present in the place where the event in question happened. That is why I must return to Heaven's Edge. Why can't you just search the estate yourself without involving me? Well, you've told me it's... yes, I don't need to ask that, do I? Did you question Darren himself? I did, but the Count insisted he couldn't remember anything about the incident, due to severe shock. He saw the demons at the very beginning, when they appeared at the celebrations, to announce the onset of the plague and mock their victims. He also witnessed the death of his mother, Countess Selena. That was all he would tell me. Leota pauses. We found the young Count sleeping like a dog on the floor of the in one of the rear chambers, having drunk about half the family wine cellar all by himself. There is no reason to disbelieve him on that matter. So you suspect Darren is hiding something? That he is to blame for the tragedy? I deliberately refuse to entertain any theories or suspicions so that it doesn't affect the investigation. There is a saying among my colleagues that suspicion is the mother of prejudice, and prejudice is married to failure. I can only tell you that Count Arundel wasn't suffering from demonic possession, most common malaise in our country at the time. Prelate Hulrun himself examined the boy right after the tragedy, and he didn't sense anything awry with him. Fine, I'll help you. What do you want me to do? By the way, I'm making a platform... really? No further ahead. I might be able to launch in 2023. A platformer game. It's not my usual genre, but tell me more, X-Rage. I'd love to hear more. Thank you, Commander. Now, I ask you to speak to the Count and tell him you wish to see Heaven's Edge. Please do not inform me of my presence right away. I will join your escort when it's time to travel to the estate. When we get there, I will also require your help during the investigation. You will have to follow me, observing my actions as an independent witness. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask me. I will remain here for a while. I don't think there's anything else to ask there. Tell me more about yourself, Inquisitor. I wish to know who I'm dealing with. I am orphaned by birth, but I have lived in Mendeb most of my life, dedicating myself to the service of the Inheritor. My warrior brethren mostly worship Gorum, but I've never been eager to fight for the sake of battle alone. I was a good fighter in my early youth, and could easily best most of my peers. but I didn't enjoy showing off my skill. Victory is bland on its own, purpose adds flavour to war. I can't say that I have always been a faithful sword of Iomedae. Back in my mercenary days, fate brought me to the borders of Mendev, where I spent quite a lot of time among the Crusaders, fighting shoulder to shoulder with my righteous comrades in arms, and watching demons commit their atrocities, eventually led me to something I had been seeking my whole life, purpose and faith. That is how I found my calling. Even though it may be hard at times, I've never regretted my decision. I have to go. Right, next up, our cleric Sorziel wishes to speak to me.
I'm very pleased to meet you. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
My pleasure, Sorziel.
It's a pity I wasn't there at the Grey Garrison to witness your feats of strength with my own eyes. The flash, however, could be seen miles and miles away. Some people were frightened of it, thinking that the demons had blown up the remains of the keep. I, for one, knew immediately that it was a good sign. The light above the city showed us that there was still hope.
The Flash could be seen, you say. What about Green Arrow, Black Canary, Superman? Could they be seen? Who are you? And how could you possibly be of use to my army?
My name is Sorziel. I am a cleric of Shaylin, the Eternal Rose and the Goddess of Beauty. Yes, I know that many people would consider me useless in a war. This is not a usual war, though. Just consider our enemy. The Abyss and his demons are the very embodiment of everything evil and ugly in the world. Perhaps a disciple of kindness and beauty might come in handy.
It's a way of thinking about it.
I have no doubt that we will win this war, Commander. We just have to. It is our destiny. My role is to help you, and all those standing by your side in this struggle, to survive and flourish. Everyone deserves the chance to find peace and happiness in the world that they are defending so selflessly.
What are you painting? The cleric's eyes linger mournfully on the canvas. The unfinished painting depicts a temple crowned with a rainbow-tailed bird, a symbol of Shillin. 5 people dressed in robes stand before the temple, men and women, young and old. They all gaze back at you with radiant happiness and joy in their serene eyes.
My brothers and sisters in faith. They sent me for help, and then they saved my life, Commander. If the Prioress hadn't ordered me to escape the city and seek help, I would have died right along with them. Instead, I met Queen Galfrey on my way to Nerosian, and hurriedly returned to Canabris, only to find my friends dead on the steps of our desecrated temple.
Not good.
I want to draw them the way they live on in my memory. Wise, beautiful, and loyal to their goddess and their city to the very end.
They fulfilled their duty honorably.
They did more than their duty. They gave everything they had to save others.
Well spoken.
Now it's my duty to make sure my friends and tutors did not die in vain. I will honor their sacrifice by making this world a bit more beautiful and kind.
Alright, Crage, I'll catch you around. Please do send me some information on your platformer. I'd like to hear more. In the meantime, have a good life, and I'll see you around. What made an artist enlist in the army?
Perhaps I am a true artist, or simply an amateur who defaces canvases in my spare time. My goddess is a patron of art, so painting is part of my prayer, and I put all my heart into my pieces. But I am a cleric above all else, so I must also tend to others. I went to war because here's where I'm most needed. Sure, I could be painting idyllic landscapes and offering empty prayers to my goddess, but that won't stop people from dying.
True.
My goddess has no tolerance for false piety.
You wanted to discuss something with me, right?
Yes, I have a personal request. Before we undertake our journey and leave Canabris behind, I would like to visit Martyr Zacharias' cemetery for a funeral. It's not far from here, and it's important. I would like to pay my respects to my friends from the Temple of Shaylin who died defending the city. Also, if it's not too much trouble, I would like you to come with me to honor their memory.
We
Their
can
friends
do
and
this.
family will be at the funeral, and perhaps the commander's personal presence will bring them comfort. I know that
We
you
can
are
do this.
burdened by many cares right now, so I understand if you can't find the time. But if you could, I would be sincerely grateful.
It was nice meeting you. Now I have to
You
go.
must be rather busy indeed. Leading a crusade all by yourself is no joke. I still believe that you are up to the task. This war has been raging for 100 years, but you've given us a chance at victory.
Darren, my friend. There you are. Rather caught, aren't you, Darren? I'd love to visit Heaven's Edge and see the R&D estate someday. Oh, I was just about to mention it myself. I've been thinking. Now that I'm in the middle of this whole Crusade nonsense, I simply must devise new ways to have fun. With all the recent commotion, my birthday simply slipped my mind. What if we were to celebrate it at Heaven's Edge? It's not far from here, and you'll get to enjoy a banquet in bona fide haunted house. Darren seems to have trouble getting the words out, which clearly indicates how rarely he has to ask for anything. Since you're my superior, and I'm your advisor, I am obliged to ask your permission to leave for the festivities. And I want to invite you too. I'm sure the commander can free up an afternoon while the soldiers are on leave. Alright, deal. Perfect. You'll have a ball. I'll make sure of it. I should go. Right, and that would seem to be that. Let's head out. Oh, actually, we have money. 32,000. We have plenty of money right now. The reason I want to know what we've got there shown to me here. I want to get some healing stuff, some restoration stuff, and so on. Some raised dead. Alchemist Kit 4 for a start. Two raised dead. Together with the dragon scale is 3. Five restoration. 27. And then some cure wounds. And so, we will drop Darren for now and bring Social in. And you, possible domain. Animal domain. A dog, you are after all our little lapdog. Tiny. Certainly. Why not? Why ever not? Right, as a focus. And we will start with the army. No point in going anywhere further just now, because we need 500 and we have 10 in order to get someone to work with them. Now have 26. Alright, well, it's a thing, even if not a great thing. That's not what I had in mind. That doesn't give me anything. Skipping and resting are not the same thing. be honest, I never thought I could have fun and eat. Feel so at ease with the paladin around my day. Ones I've met were before were very severe. And I never thought I'd see a cleric of Shellin on this crusade willing to risk everything. The goddess brought us together for a reason. They wanted to rid us of our prejudices. An elderly man limps towards the grave and clumsily throws a handful of soil inside. How unfair. They were all so young. They had their whole lives ahead of them. They sacrificed themselves, and an old cripple like me still lives. An elven woman with her face bathed in tears steps to the grave. She whispers, "The painting. It burned like everything else in the house. There is nothing left for me to remember you by. Nothing." A young man throws a handful of soil into an open grave and stands beside it for a while. Lost in thought, finally he sighs and steps back. Soziel throws a handful of soil into the grave in front of him. He takes a breath and prepares to speak, but it seems that he simply cannot find the right words. The cleric wipes her tear-stained eyes, gathers his resolve, and says in a gentle voice, "I wish you a warm welcome in Shellen's realm. We will win this war, I swear to you. We will banish this ugliness and evil. Make the world richer, and let peace blossom in it. We'll make sure anything like this Bear with me a moment. I'm trying to clear my throat. He breaks in sobs mid-sentence and falls down without finishing his declaration. You fought honourably and remained steadfast in your duty until your final breath. Your deeds will not be forgotten. Soziel is too absorbed in his grief to hear you, but the other mourners aggressively raise their fists into the air, inspired by your words. Glory to the heroes of the Crusade. Never forget. What is that? An elder woman shrieks in horror, disrupting the atmosphere of silent mourning. A trembling hand points at something moving inside a grave. Suddenly a corpse climbs out of the ground, wafting a horrible stench from his rotting body. It's a zombie, run! Well, that's not good, is it? Dead rising at a funeral is seldom welcome.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel. You won't survive me.
Begone, fiend!
Obscura. I want you using this, not your blade.
Cover me!
Attack!
Argent.
Access. Yes.
the inheritor. Guide my blade.
Obscura once again.
Stab their backs.
Endure this! Fall!
God, if you miss, he won't. That is for certain. I think we can take it as there, though. Oh, there's more. Where'd those buggers come from?
I will bring down the divine wrath.
Aim carefully.
Unfortunate.
No glory without risk.
Make every strike count!
I'm all right. I'm all right.
I'll loot your corpse.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Eternal Rose, I call upon you.
Forwards!
The light take you.
Another.
Your death awaits.
You won't survive me.
I think now we maybe can go into a real-time mode.
Did you see that?
With a heavy heart, Zozil looks at the corpses with of his friends, returned to rest by his own hand. What is this twisted mockery? Who could possibly... Wait, what's this? He bends down and recovers something from the ground. Take a look at this. Zozil hands off a black onyx gem to you. But once precious, this stone is now covered in cracks, falling apart in your grip as you examine the engraved Minotaur's head, the holy symbol of Baphomet. The cleric's voice, perplexed at first, filled with rage as he speaks. Cultists, simply murdering my friends was not enough for them. Now they had to come to the funeral and desecrate the graves. I'm sorry you had to go through this. These demon worshippers are everywhere. Now I understand why the Inquisitors of Cannabis became so paranoid. Wait, the townspeople fled the undead without knowing they have a traitor among them. Whoever they are, they're in great danger. We must find them. Not wrong.
The goddess protects us.
We should prepare. The spell eludes me.
Follow my steps.
Somebody help me. Someone in there.
I'm the best.
The half-rotten corpse of a woman shambles onto the crypt. She leers at you with her empty eye sockets and croaks out a few words. Thank the gods. Thank you too. I knew this was going to happen someday. They buried me alive. Who are you? Baroness Ninel Bollard at your service. The dead woman bobs a clumsy curtsies, her legs barely supporting her. My estate is not too far from here. Let me assure you that you are always welcome there, assuming you are properly attired. I hate to break it to you, but you're actually dead. How dare you? What utter foolishness. Do I look like a corpse to you? No, no, no. You forget yourself. You should be ashamed to say such things to her. The dead Baroness wags her finger at you in a chastising manner, but cuts herself short, staring at her own hand. Not a what? How? This simply cannot be. I shan't permit it. I'm afraid it's true. I truly am sorry. This graveyard was desecrated by a necromancer. Seems that it disturbed your rest as well. The dead woman covers her face with what remains of her decaying hands, so I died. But even in death, the accursed servants of the abyss torment me. Can nothing be done? Perhaps you could lay me to rest. I quite enjoyed my life in this world, but now there's no place for me here. Not in this miserable form. Certainly. Thank you. Do feel free to take my buried jewellery. Those pieces are dreadfully out of fashion. Where I am going?
Let's head out.
Up the fence. And get what's there.
Done.
Did I not pop the fence properly? Or not gather the things properly? Yes, I did. So what's going on? Do I not have... Oh, there it is. Oh, it's not something useful anyway. That's why it's not there. Alright.
Completed.
Right then.
Let us be careful.
Do not fear. Do not waver.
Tread lightly. Our duty.
See about getting a little bit of popping going on, shall we?
Doubt is the heart's greatest journey.
Unimosi travisi. Unimosi travisi. Unimosi
Together,
travisi.
we stand.
I do things my way. I shall not fail. Ba er riti.
I don't think we have any energy coming in right now. These are zombies.
Search for the beauty with your heart, not your eyes.
Ona
Section
adayan. Aparan sentes.
That's probably enough for now.
I'm gone.
Into the
Yet another
fray!
obstacle.
I feel faint.
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
There we are. Wait, looks like they're waiting for us. Yep, that definitely looks that way. There's a whole squad of undead guarding the door. Maybe we should look for another entrance. Well, we can certainly try and find a different entrance. Since you have concerns about it, my friend,
Follow my steps.
Did we find trouble?
Begone, fiend!
They did.
right. It's athletics. Who's on athletics? Certainly not me. 12. Ah, that should be enough.
Success.
Who are you? What do you want? All you have to do is die in the name of Baphomet. Have faith, you can do it. How dare you get away from them? This is the end of your blasphemous magic. I won't let you harm the living or the dead anymore. You think I need your permission? Hey you, bone bag, stand up and kill.
They will break against our resolve.
Cover me!
Fall!
No glory without risk!
Missed, unfortunately. Only needed a 4 as well.
Endure this!
Stab their backs.
He's down. I think we're okay doing releasing it and just taking them as they come.
This is not my time yet. This was unexpected.
There. I surrender, stop, I give up, don't hit me. The young man in black robes throws his hands up in a dramatic gesture. You damned rat, how dare you! Suddenly, Soziel becomes a totally different person. The artist's delicate hands clench into fist while his voice becomes a menacing roar. He leaps at the necromancer and breaks his nose with a single blow. You scumbag, I remember you. You came to our temple begging for healing just a month ago. We fed you. We shared our table with you and took you in. Then you... I don't even know what I'm going to do with you. Stop it, I surrender your... Soziel ignores the necromancer's cries of pain, punching him right in the teeth. The necromancer spits blood but continues fighting past the wild blows to his increasingly bruised and busted face. You are a priest of Shellin. I've surrendered, so you have to spare my life. Your goddess demands it. Don't listen to his lies. He deserves death. It would be justice. Kill him on the spot. Soziel looks at his bloodied hands in disgust and pushes the battered cultist away. No, there is no justice in killing him right now. It would be a simple act of revenge. I had absolutely no idea there was so much rage in me. It's a shame, a disgrace. But I must admit that I enjoyed beating him. Forgive me for letting you see me like this. It should never have happened. Soziel wipes the necromancer's blood off his knuckles and steps away from him. You're the commander, and he is your captive. It's up to you to decide his fate. I surrender here. Take everything I own. Just don't kill me, the cultist turns out his pockets. Then I condemn him to death. His sentence will be carried out immediately. No, please, Lord Yolbow said, may the goddess forgive him, but I will not. He looks at you. Thank you for taking this sin upon yourself. It's an illegal execution, my friend. Soziel examines the devastated graveyard, then diverts his attention back to the terrified giant. Alright, you're safe now. You should bury the bodies again. It's a place of peace. Must not leave it desecrated like this. Townsfolk are clearly terrified of even looking at the fallen undead, but Sarziel's soft words reassure them. As they work together, the graveyard soon regains its tranquil appearance. After a prayer, Sarziel bows his head before the graves of his friends for the last time. May the eternal rose grant them peace at last. Let's be on our way. We have many more innocents to protect. The horrors of this war. He's not wrong.
Let's head out.
Grievous though that was, it's hardly going to be the only thing we come across. We can leave you behind now, Swordshield. And gather our friend Darren back with us. You do need to rest, of course. Paper was white when it turned blue, even though you dipped it in red blood. What magic is this? Girl, this is called my experiment to determine the acidity of demon blood. Can I explain the basis of the experiment? First, we take a perfectly ordinary piece of paper. The litmus test! I'd forgotten all about that one. Now, they're still drained by one. I'll live with that. Somebody on the road. Magical anomalies are common in the world of Golarion. So common that the use of the word anomaly itself is questionable. A regular city dweller will encounter a chaotic manifestation of supernatural power at least once in their lifetime. One might naturally assume that the strange sky and ghostly fire from its rifts in the ground, the rain of eyeballs, all that the world wound is known for, should find some perch in the mortal mind. But even the most worldly of travellers feels uneasy at its borders. Why? Perhaps instinctively they understand that this place is not merely a magical wasteland, but a wound and ulcer through which the world itself bleeds into the abyss. The commander and his army walk up the high bank of the West Sillen River, where it draws near the border of the world wound. The soldiers' feet halt unbidden. On the other bank rise a series of cliffs, too regularly in shape to have been formed by wind or water. The sky hangs over their sharp edges and sickening bends, the shade of Mercury on the horizon rising to dirty rust as it arches above the soldiers' heads. It regains its familiar azure hue. The soldiers whisper and grumble, the commander's eyes upon his back. Somewhere among them, wearing simple armour, unrecognised by anyone, the ruler of Mendev is standing and watching the new commander closely. The commander gives the signal to wait and climbs to the highest points along the bank. There he decides to address the soldiers and boost their morale. Establishing rapport with his troops is yet another battle the leader must face. Through the subtle alchemy of words, one can win trust and raise morale, or lose faith and authority. Addressing the army on the border of the world wound, the commander seeks to establish himself as a military leader on this new battlefield. And his efforts prove fruitful. The soldiers listen dutifully, smiles appearing on their faces. Someone in the ranks jokes that the demons are growing tired of waiting for them. The army keeps moving. Lines of soldiers step weirdly beneath the shroud of low black clouds. It's like the Whirlwind has reached out a finger into the lands of Mendeb. The gesture seems eerily harmless. Then the clouds come to life, shooting out howling tornadoes one after another. Tornadoes come from all sides, from ahead, behind, and right above the soldiers' heads. The power of the elements on one side of the scales, the soldier's faith and inspiration on the other. Plain to see which is greater. The determined army runs the gauntlet of the tornadoes. The struggle lasts over half an hour, but the army's only losses are a few bags of supplies, and a dozen whipped off into the sky. After stopping to catch their breath, the soldiers continue. Their first encounter in the Whirlwind has ended in their favour. Close. Baroness Gunther, I think we'll go for you. Maybe. Or shall we go for Zorabiel Evanmist? I'm not sure. I think Baroness Gunther for you for now. Having defeated a band of cultists who had driven the captives from Canabres and made ruins of Valus's gift their temporary base, the commander's army celebrates his first triumph. Unfortunately, the demon worshippers have killed all the citizens and gathered their belongings into a huge pile in the middle of the camp. A shame, but we must profit from what we have there, that we may fight the rest of the demons. Another conquest. Crusaders stumble upon a group of ragged and exhausted scouts. They had set out on a patrol mission deep into the Whirlwind, but when Canabres was attacked, they found themselves cut off and surrounded by demons. Surviving in such hostile conditions was not easy. The scouts' spirits remained high, and they readily joined the commander's forces. Testing. Good. Alright. Over 750 finance points. Would cost 2,000. But they can stay. Another 1,000 points. The site of an old battle between the Crusaders and the demons is still strewn with thousands of corpses. The stench of death hangs thick in the air, while the survivors lurch around the battlefield looting whatever they can. The dead, after all, won't need their trinkets and keepsakes anytime soon. Chief Agiboya. Ooh, that was a mistake. Or maybe not. There we are. Covered. The Crusaders duly punished a group of mercenaries who had become enticed by demonic gold and turned their blades against their former allies. Those who rejected the blessing of the benevolent God and succumbed to the temptations of sin deserved death, and death they got. Justice has been served, and the clerics feel that the gods are satisfied with this outcome. But now we'll take them into this army. And then it's the Houndheart camp.
Let us be careful. Something here.
We're finally here. Ilyn and Curl must be around here somewhere, and Janna too, if they gave her permission to leave. Ah, there they are. Greetings, Sealer, and greetings to you, Knight Commander. Ilyn puts his hands behind his back and bows slightly. Then he casts an inquisitive glance at you. He seems less friendly than he was on the day you met in the defense. Yana puts her hands on her hips. She looks even more dashing than usual. Ellen is feeling a little shy. He thought he asked for help from a couple of nobodies like us, but now you've turned into the saviors of Canabra's Knights of the Fifth Crusade, marked by Omidy's blessing, and you still came to help him dig through a pile of junk. Let's not talk about it. I assure you I'm the same sealer, your friend from the League of the Cart. And we came here to help you look for Elon Tring. By the way, where's Curl? He didn't come with us. He said an old wound was acting up. Alright, my friends, since we're here, let's finish my mission quickly. I really don't feel comfortable bothering the Knight Commander with my personal problems. What does the ring look like, and where should we look? The last time I saw the ring, it was with my things in the travelling chest. Now the camp is in total disarray. I don't know how we'll ever find it. The ring is made of a shiny silver metal with a deep blue-green jewel. You can't miss it. I think it worth several months' pay, Elan. The rules on the surface are insane. You should give your girl fried rats like we do. Save a lot of trouble. Alright, let's go. John and I will look to northern side. We'll see when we find something.
Tread lightly.
Actually, we'll go up there too.
Success!
I'm gone.
Barrel? Nope. Part of a ring. Chest here. Oh, it's one of those demons we met early on. A small cassock demon emerges from the chest. It looks at you angrily, screwing up its ugly little face. It is holding a shiny object in its paws, a sparkling silver ring with a large blue-green jewel. It's mine, mine. Ellen, look. Look at that creepy thing, what it's holding. I've seen one of those before. These small demons like to tease and bully, but it'll bolt if it senses any real danger. Let's surround it and attack all together. But figure out what's happening. Well, that didn't go well now, did it? Mine, the quasi throws its paws in the air and splashes you with beams of colour. You hear instant giggling. Demon is jumping up and down, throwing the ring in the air and catching it. Mine, mine. Ellen, Jana. Sealer glanced at her friends and turns to you. They're alright, they'll come round soon. Quickly, Sir Yorkie. Let's catch the little rascal before it runs off with the And so it flew down here.
Can't hide from me.
Now it's flying back up.
Follow my steps.
And so back the other way.
Let's head out. Let us be careful.
And there's a demon. We seem to be frozen. I'm sure someone's going to appear in a second. Before Elon manages to get the corset, the halfling girl appears right next to it. Right out of nowhere, he snatches the ring from the demon's paws. You mustn't get it. Girl, what are you? Well, Well, this all went south rather quickly. Thrusting himself between Elan and Curl, Seal barely manages to absorb the blow aimed at the halfling. Elan, stop, have you gone mad? He's using a summon spell, why did you stop?
Be careful, everyone.
Okay, so we have appearing demons. And Janna's running away. I guess she only looks the part. Right. Argent.
Attack!
Right. This doesn't look good.
I'll loot your corpse.
Oh! That was too close. We're going to be restarting this, I think.
Is this a mock fight?
I'm alright. I'm alright. I'll just sit here.
I require healing.
Me.
Learn from my mistake.
Yeah, I'd say this is over.
I've survived worse. This was unexpected.
And that just leaves our Arcanist. Right, we know what we're doing. We can chase it until the final step and then buff up.
I'm gone. Something here.
And this time, given that's a tricky fight, at this level, do it in turn-based.
Follow my
I
steps.
found something.
Not what we need though, have you?
Can't hide from me.
Be careful, everyone.
Right.
Let's head out. Let us be careful.
Very bad. How do you have that then? You can have the charisma.
I'm the best.
Tread lightly.
I think when we've done this section, we're probably going
Done.
I'm going to have a quick, hopefully quick break.
I'm gone.
Me to stretch my legs. Yes, definitely needing a leg stretching moment, I think. As you may have noticed. Alright. The ring fragment. Knowledge world.
Damn this silly thing!
Follow my steps.
So. Oh, there is still this. How did I miss that one? Now we get the quest here. He puts them down. And please.
Let's head out.
Yet another obstacle.
Demons.
Don't worry about me.
This is my chance to run.
Well, that was rather an issue, I would say.
Learn from my mistake.
Bloody hell! Alright, so we needed to save before that. That was an issue. Alright, once more onto the breach, dear friends.
I'm gone.
I don't want to get buffed
What's
beforehand,
that
because
glitter?
honestly, that just runs you through the buff period. So, no, we're not going to do that. But we will not try that tent either, I think, right now.
Follow my steps.
Something here.
Cover me!
Let's have some fun.
And some venison.
Let's head out.
Can't hide from me.
Apparently I can't take that one.
Let us be careful.
I'm the best.
Tread lightly. I'm gone. Done. Follow my steps.
There's the new shield for you.
Success.
Actually, we probably can do this. Right.
I shall not fail.
I will help where I can.
Nothing actually needed from you right now.
I'm all ears.
Unimosi Travisi. Unimosi Travisi. Unimosi Travisi.
I will not be trifled with.
The road awaits.
Energy on fire.
Voice.
Fine.
Smite. The world's not ending just yet.
Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Ona Adayana. Aborane Sennes. Unimosi Travisi. Amranda Gratior. Unimosi Travisi. Unimosi Travisi.
Yeah, I didn't need to do that because I interrupted it because I didn't need it. You've already done that from me. Good.
Ona Adayana.
Save.
Go!
Attack!
Stab their backs.
Go! Out of my sight!
That wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Ba and beat it.
Into the fray!
Aim carefully.
I'll loot your corpse.
There's a few swords.
Let's head out.
Save. Now it takes them down and it runs off. We take off after it. And here comes Cole. Come on.
Yet another obstacle.
Right, get out of here if you're gonna run, Janna. Ow.
Ona Adayan.
Ow.
Your death awaits.
Sealer.
No glory without risk!
Arjun.
Esme, Axe, yes.
I feel faint.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, Yorkie. You're a bit of a mess right now, aren't you, honestly?
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cover me!
I require healing.
The light, take you!
What else?
Esme, Axe, yes.
won't survive me.
Stab their backs.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Another down.
Forwards!
Endure this!
Alright, so, you can
I'll
try
loot
that.
your corpse.
Missed.
Into the fray.
I'm immune to electricity.
Make every strike count.
Your death awaits.
The light, take you.
Another down.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Attack!
A solid plan.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cover me!
Well, he's made it out.
Into the fray.
Aim carefully.
Attack!
You won't survive me.
Amranda Gratior.
Stab their backs.
And it looks like we've just got the one left. Oh no, there's two. And it's down. Ellen, what were you doing? You nearly cut down Curl without a second thought, without a trial, without even knowing he was responsible for all this. Might have been a victim himself. What am I doing? You lured it into a trap. Curl was the only one who knew where we were going. He knew we thought there wouldn't be anyone at the camp besides small harmless demons, so he set a trap. It's surprised if his demon masters had him targeting Manda from the start. Talk about believing in redemption of scoundrels, England scoffs. We barely know anything about what happened. Curly's a good lad, he's not a spy or a murderer. Maybe they threatened him, tricked him, or even bewitched him into demon magic. And now we'll never know because you let him escape. Better to let a thief escape than cut down an innocent. Elan, think. Seela was defending someone she thought was a friend, and she stopped you from doing something you might regret. I don't need a shepherd to light my path. The lawful action there was basically to demand justice without trial. That, I would argue, is the exact opposite of a lawful action. Punishment without justice is... no. Seela, I didn't want to say any of this, but I think of you as a friend, and so I'm going to warn you. What happened to the Grey Garrison? You're in serious danger. Maybe not just you. You might like to ignore military hierarchy and rules of knightly orders, but there's wisdom in them and has stood the test of time. A soldier rises from a private to an officer. A knight begins as a squire. Even Aomede's paladins gain their abilities gradually, but not with you and the commander. You are granted incredible powers far surpassing seasoned paladins, and experience and skill far beyond your years. You received these gifts at just the right moment and saved a lot of lives across Mendev. That's a great deed that will be remembered for ages to come. What happened next was wrong. They began to worship you. The Queen gave you such vast power, all while you sidestepped everything: training, experience, hardship. This is not the first time Her Majesty has behaved rashly. How much good has this brought Mendev? Well, we ended the issue with the Grey Garrison, and I would say the continual marching in line before hasn't exactly resulted in anything either. I understand what you're saying, Elan, but I think you might be stepping beyond the boundaries of what's reasonable. I'm frightened by what I see, especially the way that you sealers trust people so easily and leap into adventures without looking. One day you'll lower your sword when you should have driven the blade home, just like thousands of bright-eyed youngsters will after you. Elan pauses, as if reluctant to continue, then looks you in the eye. I wanted to tell you the same thing, Commander. You're right to an extent, Elan. He is. But I didn't choose my lot. I'm just trying to fulfill my duty as best I can. Right, Lois, he said. I apologize for my harsh words. I said it to Seal and I'll say it again. This wasn't a reproach, but a warning. The power you've been given, it may be your undoing. The undoing of all the Crusaders along with you. In any case, forgive me for wasting your time and subjecting you to danger here. Now at least we know that Curl is a traitor. We don't know that. We don't know what's happened. After all, we haven't seen the ring in a while, and it was guarded by demons. He might have saved everyone's life. It looks like he was a traitor. We don't have the evidence yet. I would expect better from you, Sir Knight. I hope we'll all learn a lesson from these mistakes. As for the blasted ring, to hell with it. Kiana won't love me solely for the gifts I bring her. Helen makes no attempt to conceal his disappointment. Nodding goodbye, he lowers his head and walks away. Steele watched as he leaves. Her expressive eyes are filled with sadness. Everything's become very complicated all of a sudden. Please, Sir Yorkie, let's go back, and I'd like to talk to you. Yes, I think we have a rest coming up anyway, so we'll do that.
Tread lightly. I'm gone.
A message from the commander. A knight in simple armor lowers his voice. I'm the Queen's bodyguard. She sent me to tell you she's arrived in the camp incognito as planned. You can find her where the minor knightly orders are camped. Tell me if you wish to speak to her. I'll come at once, certainly. Tell me what you have. Oh, no, I don't want to get rid of the elven notes. Or that. Let's see. We need restoration, it's the first thing. Then cures. Baron. Oh. Then we step outside. Fish on a stick. I'm not going to do that, because that is used in more important potions. Oh, Hogus, okay. Done. Didn't make the fish on a stick, but it was worth a try.
Follow my steps.
Cat went over to say hello to the Queen. Queen Galfrey nods to you cordially. Her armour is plain and unadorned. As promised, I entered the ranks incognito along with a few bodyguards. I have introduced myself as Kitrain, an old friend of yours. I'm a knight of a minor order, the Green Crows. We shall see how long it takes Anivia to sniff me out, the Queen chuckles. Why did you decide to join the Crusades after all? I have a curious mind, and I am quite unable to sit and do nothing for long. The Queen smiles, but then grows serious. Ask a difficult question. I must remain as safe as possible. My death or abduction would sow chaos among your forces. However, I am not only Queen, I am also a paladin of Eomade. It is not in my nature to sit in a palace with a sword sheathed. In a manner of speaking, your request was simply a convenient excuse for me to be where I belong, crusading against the demon horde. Besides, I'm curious to see my new Knight Commander in action. I have a question for you as well. Why did you wish me to join you in the Crusades? I want to know you, but surely you know how intriguing you are. Enough, Commander, the Queen scouts with a smile. Everything that could possibly be known about me has been written in the chronicles and notarized. May I ask you a personal question? I've learned so much about Queen Galfrey from the chronicles, legends, but what about the other Queen Galfrey? One that historians and bards cannot see. Queen smiles faintly. That Galfrey is an old woman, weighed down by a great burden, but she has not lost her passion, and she will make the feathers fly when the time comes. I look forward to working closely with you, and who knows? Maybe feathers won't be the only things flying. Galfrey arches my brow. First, you tried to kiss my hand. Now you lower yourself to clumsy innuendo. I'm beginning to understand what kind of person my Knight Commander truly is. Do you really think you're the first person to attempt to charm me with such words? Not to impress me, you'll need to do better than that. How does it feel living for so long? Beyond all natural limits. You're over 100 years old, my Queen, aren't you? An interesting question, considering who's posing it. When I was a little girl, I asked every elf I met what it was like to live for 1,000 years. And now an elf asked me what it's like to live for just 100. For a human, that's rather different though, isn't it? I shall answer thus. The decision to prolong my life was not mine, it was a decision of the Church of Eomade. The Sun Orchid elixirs have been paid for by the Church. The priest determined that I was needed in these dark times, both as a ruler and a chosen paladin of Eomade. I accepted their decision, great responsibility it entails. Why did you entrust me with Darren? I saw a wonderful opportunity to teach the Count a lesson and just couldn't resist. Honestly, I expect you to dismiss him forthwith. The Count would have been forced to return to court a laughingstock. It would truly have been a sobering experience. There's nothing more disgraceful for a Mendevian nobleman than to be discharged like that. Darren Arenday. He was such a lovely child. His mother, Lady Selena, was one of the most gracious people I've ever met. He was amiable yet decorous and truly kind. Bonds of kinship among the nobility are on the whole highly practical, and only useful for forming alliances. But Countess Arenday managed to become a true member of my family. I suppose that is why I spent so much time believing her son to be a better person than he actually was. His company is a heavy burden still. I must admit that I am quite pleased that you decided to keep him on as a companion. There is a small chance that once he has had a true taste of the Crusade life, Count will finally cease to mock the Crusaders as cynically as he is wont to do. You've given an army and a title Knight Commander to a stranger, why? Because for 100 years I've protected my lands, trying to drive the demon hordes back into the abyss. I've tried every right and rational method. The Queen affords herself a brief grim smirk. My armies have been led by the greatest generals, even Eomade's angels. My goddess's herald created the wardstones for us. We have tasted victory more often than not. More than once. We have failed to close a world wound. As for you, do not call yourself a stranger. You are the saviour of Canabres. Hundreds of its people saw the power that descended upon you and turned the demons to dust. It's a sign they've been waiting for decades. It's a sign for all loyal hearts and followers of Iomedae. The time has come. Hope has been rekindled in the hearts of the subjects, thanks to you. Hope is a priceless resource. I had no choice but to give it wings. You called it the sign they've been waiting for, but I take it you're reserving judgment? Your question seems to catch a queen off balance. Strange back, flashes and rise. When Araden perished and Iomedae took over, I was among the first to serve the new goddess. I helped restore her church from the ashes left by the chaos of after Araden's death. Since then, I have served the Inheritor loyally and faithfully, and truthfully. I like to believe that I've earned the blessing of my goddess. The Queen's voice is surprisingly ardent. After I learned what happened in Canabrez, when I met you at the Defender's Heart, I had so many questions. Is it true what happened was Iomedae's work? Probably not. Why did she give this power to someone unknown rather than one of her most loyal followers? Could it be that my faith has grown weak and I don't recognize the deeds of my goddess, even when they are happening right in front of me? Is the goddess somehow testing me? These doubts were like poison. But I refuse to let them poison me. Queen finishes strongly. I gave you an army, declared you Knight Commander, and accepted you as I would any chosen by the goddess. I must go. Don't forget I am here. I am Kitrain the Knight. Right, out we go. It's in combat. He's not. Oh, that's me. Yes, he is, but on the medium incompetence. Failed to sneak past the enemies. Let's fight.
Did you see that?
Well, that was something. Not sure what it was, but it was something.
I'm curious.
A unit of mercenaries serving Horgus Worm has reached the troop with a chest full of gold coins and a message from Sir Horgus to score more victories. You don't want this incident right now. Alright. Doesn't look like I have an option.
Let us bide our time.
Together we stand.
Unimosi Travisi.
That.
Unimosi Travisi. Unimosi Travisi.
I always have the upper hand.
That. Take that.
We should prepare.
Ba, er, riti. Ba, er, riti. Ba, er, riti.
Skip the pleasantries.
Ona Adayan. 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 Aporan Sentes. Amranda Gratior. Unimosi Travisi. Unimosi Travisi. Ona Adayan.
Through the mist, you spot the flickering flames of a campfire. Three figures wrapped in Crusader cloaks are huddled next to it. Stout smiling dwarf, a brash dark-haired halfling, and a delicate-looking woman who appears to be very young. The crackling campfire is driving away the bleak fog and promising warmth and rest for tired legs. Noticing you, the halfling's hand jerks towards his weapon. Then he relaxes. Hey, it's the commander himself. Don't just stand there, have a seat by the fire. It's a bit damp today. Might as well dry off at least. You, the frontline scouting party. Our senior sent us ahead to look for ambushes. Been walking all day, making a bivouac. Go ahead, help yourself to some tea. It's an honor for us to be sharing a campfire with the commander. The dust boots, patch cloak and mess kits lying next to the campfire all mark these three as seasoned scouts. A broad smile blossoms on Sealer's face. I never thought we'd run into such a jovial company out here. I don't suppose you guys have anything stronger than tea in your canteens? Catching the half-thickening conspiratorial look, she smiles even brighter. The location of the camp was chosen wisely. It's safe and quiet. No tracks in sight. The air is calm, but not a feeling of wrongness lances through you, like a sting from an angry wasp. Something isn't right. Quiet here, all right, as a grave. I don't know why, but I don't like the feel of this place. Makes my scales stand on end. Quiet indeed. No bird song, no nothing. What are your names? Proudly lifting his chin, a white scar, the halfling says, I'm Sergeant Velm, leader of the gang of this gang of daredevils. You can tell by Velm's appearance that he's a fighter. Sports a nose that's been broken so many, more than once. Well-fitting gear, a guts his back and his eyes, all the hallmarks of a feisty, courageous warrior. Dwarf grunts and grins. Why would you call our heroic squad a gang, Velm? I am Tran, foot soldier, cook, quartermaster and mother hen of this lot, and the one who sets up the tent for Asti, given that she doesn't even have the muscle to drive a stake into the ground. With a smirk, Tran glances at the woman, who immediately turns red in the face. Sweet and terribly young cleric opens her mouth to say something, but shuts it immediately and blushes even more. They're emphasizing this very young. Too young, I'm thinking. This is fake. I'm just scared to be camped out here in enemy territory. The dwarf gives you a disapproving sidelong glance. You wound me, Commander. I've walked many roads. I know a good spot for a camp when I see one. Even if a whole column of cultists marched by, they wouldn't think of checking this place. In the meantime, we would watch quietly and count every last one. Utterly embarrassed, Assi drops a serious tone and comments in Tran's direction. When you're boasting, her two comrades greet her remark with a burst of laughter. No, this is false. Something's not right here. Attack. Smirking brazenly, halfling lips his lips with a surprisingly long pustule-covered red tongue. So look at that, you didn't buy it. Enough of this masquerade, then, everybody. No more games. The figures by the fire ripple and transform. 3 grey-haired, dark-skinned elves watch you with mocking sneers. Their twisted, grimacing faces look demonic. From the haze, more previously unseen shadows materialize. They are all just as loathsome and unsettling. The campfire emits a sickly sweet, intoxicating smell, and the squat kettle you see, some slimy mushrooms swimming in a disgusting, boiling slurry. Commit your mercy, we'll see who the real prey is. I love it when the prey fights back.
Everyone.
Right, Lan.
Endure this!
Let me just check something briefly. Looks like I may have to take a quick, or not so quick, I'm not sure. Real world break. Yes, I have to. I will be back as soon as I can. I'm not sure how long that will be. In the meantime, let me leave you with a few visuals.
Aim carefully. Forwards!
Yes.
I'll loot your corpse.
Magritium Turinos.
Esmith, Axel.
Make every strike count.
Esmith, Axel. Yes.
The light, take you!
A solid plan.
Esmith.
Your death awaits.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Esmith, Axel. Yes.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Attack!
Esmith, Axel. Esmith, yes.
Cover me!
Magritium Turinos.
You won't survive me.
Esmith, Axel. Yes.
Aim carefully.
Esmith, Axel. Yes.
Stab their backs.
I will see to your demise.
Endure this!
No glory without risk!
Forward!
Esmith, Axel. Yes.
Your performance is lacking. You are lacking.
I'll loot your corpse.
Make every strike count.
I feel tired.
A bright future awaits us.
Let's head out. Let us be careful. Tread lightly. I'm gone. Follow my steps. Let's head out.